Hi, and welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines. Today we're going to learn about Philippines money. They're called pesos. Philippine pesos, not to be confused with Mexican pesos. That's a different exchange rate. Right now the Philippine peso exchange rate is, I believe, 56 something to $1. So here we go. Starting from the smallest. This is a centavo. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's 25 centavos. It's really worth like a half a penny or something like that. It's really small. You'll never buy one, buy anything with it. They'll give it back to you as change sometimes. And then moving up from that, we have 1 peso here. This is a 1 peso coin. It's worth 2 cents, 2 US cents. You'll get a lot of those. And then next up, we have a 5 peso coin. 5 pesos, and it's worth 9 cents. There's two. They have old money too. Here's another 5 peso. It's older. It's different than the new one. And there's a 10 peso coin. I don't happen to have one of those, but it's worth 18 cents US. And then you have your 20 peso coin. They're kind of cool looking. I like these. 20 pesos. This is a newer version. They also have an older version of this. I don't have one of those, so you got to really look at them. And they actually have a 20 peso bill. This is a 20 peso bill. 20 pesos is 35 cents. So this bill is worth 35 cents. You can use these. These 20 pesos will buy you a trike ride. You can ride anywhere in town for 35 cents, one 20 peso coin. So you want to save these. These are kind of handy. Beggars or something, I'll give them a 20 peso coin. That's 35 cents. They can actually get a meal, rice and something, a couple of eggs for that, And from a 20, then it goes up to a 50. 50 pesos. 50 peso is 88 cents. Yeah, to round things up, it's easier to just think of it like as a dollar. This is a dollar, but it's actually less than a dollar, 88 cents. And then from there you get 100 pesos. This is what you carry in a pocket full. These are kind of handy. You can get a bunch of stuff with 100 pesos. That's $1.77. Everything will be a couple hundred pesos or 100 pesos, so it's usually pretty cheap. But yeah, if you keep a couple of wad of these in your pocket, it's always handy. And from there, and then they got a $200 peso. 200 peso is $3.54. $3.54 for a $200 peso bill. And then you're getting up into the 500 peso bill. That's like about $8.85. I try to think of things, I round things up, so I figure this is a 10, a 10 spot in the US. As you get into these $8 or $500 peso or 500 peso bills, it's hard to cash them sometimes. Most vendors and trike drivers won't have change for a 500. You're gonna have to go break change for a 500. But this is $8.80. Might as well figure it's like a $10 bill. That's kind of what I think of it. Yeah, I carry these in your pocket too. And here's the biggest bill. The biggest bill in the Philippines that I know of, unless they make a bigger one, is a 1,000 peso bill. This is a 1,000. And it's worth $17.70. I think of them as 20s just to make things life easier for me. This is a $20 bill in US to me, but it's actually less than that. It's $17.70. I have to look at my notes here because I don't actually know every bill. I know what they are, but I don't know how much their actual weight or actual value today is with the exchange rate. So that's as big as it gets. You'll just, when you come out of the ATM, you'll have $400 in US cash, and you'll get a bunch of these. They'll pump out a bunch of thousands, and you have to have change. You want to break these up when you get a chance. You get into a department store and you're buying something. You break 1,000. So you have some smaller peso bills for trikes and the vendors or wherever you buy, even some small stores. They won't have change for 1,000. They won't have change for a 500. They can usually change a 200 or 100. So you want to keep a bunch of hundreds, 200s, 50s, and the 20 peso coins. They're real handy. You'll need them for trikes, rides, and small items. You can go out on the town with just one of these. It don't cost a whole lot. You could buy dinner for two and have a bunch of change in your pocket and go get ice cream and maybe watch us throw some money in some poor vendor or street performer's pocket or give them a tip or something. It's pretty easy to get by on just a one bill around here. You're not going to go out and spend $100 a night. It just ain't going to happen. You can't do it, really. You can go out with maybe if you're going out to a nice restaurant even, one of these will cover the bill for two people. So just keep that in mind. I carry a couple, I'll carry I go out somewhere, I'll carry one or two of these and some small change, some hundreds, and you're probably only going to break one of these and your night will be done, or your day. You can go shopping. I go shopping. I get my week's worth of food for two of these, 2,000, maybe 3,000 if I'm buying a couple bags full of stuff. And that's like $30. You can go shopping for your weekly food. I generally don't spend more than $40 shopping for my week of food here. And that's in a fairly pricey department store or grocery store, and the locals don't hardly shop there. They go to the street vendors mostly, save money that way. And I do too. I go to the street vendors and buy vegetables and fruits and stuff, things that they sell. They'll sell eggs and bread stuff if you want. It's cheaper and it's supporting the local economy and the local people that really do need it. So just keep that in mind. And that's how, I've always wondered how to understand this money. When I got here, it was confusing. And just remember another thing too, the 20 peso, which is 35 cents, looks a lot like the 500, which is worth like $8. So you just remember it, you can confuse them. And I've got out of a trike and almost handed them a 500 instead of the 20, which I should have handed them. So look and read the numbers when you're first getting here and make sure you know what you're giving them. And to give a tip, the 5 pesos, 10 pesos, 20 pesos, that's a good tip for anybody. You don't need to give them a bill of 500 or 1,000 or a 200. That's over tipping. Even 100 is over tip. Unless you're in a good restaurant, I give them 100. But generally, they don't expect tips, and they're happy to get a 50 or a couple 40 pesos at a restaurant. I've had people chase me down the road to give me a tip back when I left it on the road. Sir, you forgot your pesos. I said, no, that's a tip. And they look at you like a blank. What? What's a tip? They're not used to it. But anyway, hopefully that helps you understand Philippine pesos compared to the US dollars. I can't help you Canadians and UK pounds. I don't know that exchange rate or anything, but that'll help you US dollar people. And if you learned anything, stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. I'll have more for you again. See you next time.